Hey cuties, I'm Lanikia and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is General Hospital edition. Today is Wednesday, 7/6/2022. And actually I'm gonna give this an 8. It was pretty good to me today. Listen, let's just get right on into it. So we see that Sunny and Nina and okay, so Sunny tells Nina, Nina tells Sunny, about Carly and her. I'm not gonna hold you long. She tells Sunny about Carly and the whole situation about her losing her half of the Metro Court because she bought it out. And he said, dang, if she did that and she know Michael after me, then that means she's with Michael on his vendetta to get me back. He was like, man, that's tough to hear or whatever. But he said, I'm not going to leave her twisting, just blowing in the wind or whatever. And Nina was like, of course I understand. And so he was like, I'll be back. And so he goes down, and Carly is talking to Drew, right? Because Drew is telling Carly that, hey, I found a way that I can help you out. He said I could free up some money or whatever if I sell Crimson to Nina. And she said, no. She said, first of all, isn't Crimson one of your top, money makers? And he said it is. And she said, well, why would you do that? And he's like, we need the money so that he could help her with MetroCorp. And she says no, especially no with Nina being involved in it. He said, well, it don't matter. Nina said no to it anyways. Now Nina told Sunny that she said no to it because she said, first of all, I don't want to be editor in chief and the owner. She said people gonna say, look at this little real estate heiress, just nothing to do. She just rich, has nothing to do, and so she just playing around with this magazine or whatever. She said, I really do like Crimson, and she said, plus that's not a good investment. She said, magazine is not, her magazine does well, but there's no like big future in it. You know what? Because everybody know it. Who sits and reads a magazine hardly anymore. No one, to be honest with you, especially the young generation. They everything they want is online, and really they're not even reading articles like that anymore. They're watching videos, it's TikToks and all that kind of stuff. So she was like, that's not a good investment. I'm not going to tie up my little money, my coins up in this. And he said, Carly, and Sonny was like, Carly used to make good business decisions. Because he told Nina that's smart. And he said, Carly used to make good business decisions as well. But anyways, going back to Drew and Carly, he tells her, well, Nina said no to it anyways. And he was like, Carly, I got to try to help you. And she was like, no, this is my fault. I rushed in. She said, you, Michael, told me not to do it, but me being Carly, I had to do what I wanted to do. I said, well, at least you know. And so she said, so I'm gonna figure out a way to work this out. And so Sunny comes up and she says, Sunny, I'm in the middle of something. And Drew was like, no, I can go. So he leaves and Sunny tells her, I heard about Metro Court, and he was like, let me help you. And so Drew forgot his phone, so he listening because he don't want to interrupt him. So Sonny says, let me help you. He was like, you didn't get anything in the divorce. All you wanted was the house. Let me get you your 50% that, and you could save your Metro Court. And she's like, no, I don't want your help. And he said, Carly, you gonna be this stubborn about it? And she was like, I do not want your help. I don't want your money or whatever. And he said, all right, I'm not going to hold you long. And he said, all right, then remember that you're going to be coming to the Metro Court, a place you used to own, and paying to sit by the pool. And I offered to help, but you didn't want it or whatever. So he walks on out and leaves. And so then Drew comes up later because Carly is bawling. At this point, Carly is crying because she realized the weight of her decision to put up her half of the Metro Court. I said, why you ain't went to Michael yet? Can't Michael free up some money? Because that's what y'all told me. Y'all said Michael was a Corinthos and he is a Quartermain and he should have money or whatever. At this point, they need to just buy the company for Carly. Like, stop asking her, just buy it and then give it to her or whatever. And then if she don't want it after that, then well, heck, you own it. I mean, at this point, it is what it is. Carly, she breaking down because she can't believe she made this mistake because Metro Court is her baby, which is exactly what everybody keeps telling her. That's your baby. Like, let somebody help you. But she said she gonna figure out a way. And so Drew comes and he offers her a beer or whatever, and he says, I heard, Sunny offer, and she said, no, like, I'm not going to be indebted to him or whatever, especially after what he did to Michael. Understand? I'm like, girl, please. I'm sorry. I'm like, girl, please. Like, uh, you not taking the money doesn't have to do anything with Michael on the stand because you didn't want that money before Sunny, before Michael went on the stand with Nina and all them because he supported Nina while Michael went on the stand and all that. Oh my gosh. Like, how about sing, play the violin for me? Because I'm sick of hearing about it. Like, okay, he supported Nina. It is what it is, or whatever. And so then she says, I'm not going to take money for him, and well, then lose your Metro court. Like it's just that simple. Take money for somebody, or you finna lose Metro court or whatever. And Drew says, we're all gonna bounce back. She says, do you think I'm an idiot? He says, no, I think you're strong or something like that. I said, I don't care what y'all say. I don't see it for them. I don't see the romantic chemistry between these two. I see a brother and sister, best friend relationship between these two, and that's it. Like, but y'all gonna try to force this chemistry with them, and okay, let's go ahead. But that's it with them, y'all. So then we move right along to who else they showing this show that I can knock out real quick. Let me see. So then we move along to Britt and Cody. Oh my gosh. So then we see Britt is talking to Kevin. Excuse me, y'all. She's talking to Kevin, and he's there. She's telling him about everything that's happened to her, being at society setups, and he don't know about it. So she's telling him about it, and he was like, how does that make you feel, and all this and that. And then while she's talking to him, one of the I guess a CNA or an intern comes up, and he says this was left. It was a belt buckle. He said it was left by a patient. And they have you down for emergency contact. Cody's belt buckle. So we see Cody is at the Quartermain stable, right? Because remember, Olivia hired him to work on the stables. So Michael and Willow is there. Cry me a river for making this so boring. I'm sorry. They don't like you can't. I can't get into these two. They're just a little cute, boring couple to me. I'm sorry. So Michael and Willow is there, and they're just excited to be pregnant, and I am happy for them. I think they're a boring couple, but I'm happy for them being pregnant or whatever. And then she talks about, how she had a horse, and then they moved around so much she had to say goodbye to the horse. And he says, we're going to have to do that with our family. We're going to stay put, and, yada, yada, yada. And so then Cody comes up, and he says, yeah, Olivia said you guys were going to show me around. She says, yeah, yeah, so they show him around the stables. They tell him your room is upstairs in the bathroom. You have access to the pool and the amenities and everything that's on the property, Quartermain property. And then he sees the horses, and he's so entranced, and he loves them so much. And I don't know, they just bond. Y'all listen, they were just filling up episode for me until we got back to Sasha. That's all they were doing. And at one point, they had a part where Miss Wu came, and I said, and then they had a whole little section of different showing different people, and Miss Wu wasn't in there. I was like, no, 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 no. You're not finna keep showing me these boring people when you got something else going on over here. But I get it balanced. So, anyways, that's it with them. They show him around, and then Michael and Willow go off, and they're just excited to have a child of their own. She thinks back to being pregnant with um what's that boy name? She thinks back to being pregnant before, the cult leader, when she was being pregnant by him, and everything and all that kind of stuff. Listen, let's move on because they're boring to me, and I can't even fake the funk on what I really just talking about them. So then we see Britt comes, and she is there with Cody, and she gives him his belt buckle back. And so now before Britt got there, he told the horse that he wouldn't let anybody take what belongs to him again. And I said, well, did Faison take what belongs to Cody? Now that I'm intrigued about. Like, if he has some kind of backstory like that, I'm intrigued about. Now I still don't want him with Britt. I don't see it with them. Because he's I just don't. But he said Britt comes, and she says, take me off your emergency contacts. And he was like, well, I got a job, and I got a place to stay, and I'm doing better for myself. And she was like, I still like, stop bothering me. And so anyway, he keep messing with her, talking to her or whatever. And he tells her, you've helped me out so much. Let me repay you back. And she was like, how, you don't have anything I want. And he said, I'll teach you how to ride a horse. And she said, I rode a horse one time when I was young, fell off, and I knew that wasn't for me. And he said, you got to get back on the horse. And so she gonna agree to let him help teach him, give her riding lessons and all that. And let's move on. So then we get to, oh my gosh, why so many people are hitting me up? So then we get to Sasha. Y'all, let me just be sure that this is it before I go over to Sasha, but I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, so then we see Sasha. So Sasha is, she's, they wrapped her up in the baby carrier. They wrapped it all up. And I said, and she was doing okay. It wasn't, she was managing it. She was still talking to him. She was still in, she was doing okay. And then they're gonna say, well, let's see how it comes with the baby. I'm saying, wait a minute, wait, this was supposed to be about deception. And now we all went all into Flora's whole line of what she got going on. What are we doing right here? So then they bring the baby out and they talk about Sasha, how does it feel and all this. And Maxie over there trying to wave her hands and they unwrap Maxie up and push her off, and Lucy and Brando sitting there stuck like Chuck. And I said, well, what's going on here? Help this girl. And so then Sasha, she starts looking at it and she's like, oh my God, Liam. And man, my heart broke for Sasha. I don't like how y'all doing this, girl. But my heart broke for her because she was like, Liam, I knew it couldn't be true. So she's seeing Liam. Oh, that baby is so cute. But she's seeing Liam and she's gone at this point. And so Brando is like, oh my gosh. And so while this is going on, we see that Nina is like, oh my gosh, because she was at her office, she was eating lunch, and she was like, oh my gosh, Sasha is on. So, because Nina and Sasha have like that bond or whatever. And so she's watching her and everything, and she's watching her have this full like breakdown on television. And so when Sonny comes back to I'm sorry, I know I jumped, but stay with me. So when Sonny comes back to Nina's office, she's in full meltdown mode, like she's crying, and he's like, what's going on? And she was like, Sasha was on the TV, and she said, and they made her put on a baby suit, and like the baby carriage, and they gave her the baby, and she saw Liam, and you could tell like she's not doing well, and she was like, it was just so heartbreaking to watch. And she said, because I can relate to waking up, because Nina, when her mama did that to her, she was pregnant. She woke up. It was literally 20 years later. Like, your mama was wrong for that, girl. And it was literally 20 years later. So she missed all of that. And then, think about her childbearing years and you know what I mean? So it was just like, dang, you know? And so now she's just like, she hurts for Sasha, and she is just thinking about her situation as well, not getting to know Nell. It was too late by the time she met Nell and everything, found out about Nell being hers and everything. And she just, because she cares about Sasha, so she's just heartbroken. And Sonny said, you went through that other stuff alone. You don't have to do this alone. I'm here for you. So she has Sonny to lean on. I don't care what y'all say. I like it. I like them as a couple. And so then we go back to Sasha, and because Sonny was like, I'm gonna call Brando, and she's like, no. Brando was there because Brando goes on the stage and he gets Sasha, and he's like, and he tells them cut the cameras off, and then Lucy attacks the sleazeball reporter because he taking pictures, and she, give me that camera, you get out of here or whatever. So she get him out of there, and Brando says, Sasha, look at me. And so she comes to herself and she realizes it's a doll. And she was like, Brando, I swear Liam was here or whatever. And so then that's what Nina tells Sonny. She was like, Brando was there and he got her off the stage or whatever, but it was heartbreaking. She said, and I talked to Maxie, and Maxie says they're taking her to GH. And so that's exactly what they do. They get her off the stage, and Brando takes Maxie and Brendo take Sasha to GH. And so Kevin is there. He meets them and he's talking to Sasha, and Maxie has her purse and everything. So they say, Sasha, have you been on pills? Like, what's going on? Has there been any signs? And Brendo says no, but he says, my mom has been worried about her, that she's been using again. And so Maxie says, for what it's worth, I have her purse here, Kevin. So he gives a purse, gives Sasha her purse. Now, she got them pills in her purse. And so Sasha's like, give me my purse back, because Kevin says, I can look in his purse, but I have to get permission from the spouse, from Brando. And Sasha is reaching for the purse because she doesn't want Brandon to know she's been using again. So she's like, "Give me my purse back. Give me my purse." And Brandon says, "No, no, no, it's okay, Sasha. It's okay." And so he gives Kevin permission to look in Sasha's purse, and they find the pills. They don't know what the pills are. They find the pills, and she said, "I just need them for a boost. I just needed to get through today or whatever." And Brandon was like, "I'm not mad, Sasha. Like, I understand. You've been through a lot." And so at this point, she's in the they put her in a wheelchair and everything, and she's like, "I just want to go home. Let's just go home." And Maxie's like, "Kevin, what should we do?" And Brandon's like, "Kevin, what should happen next?" And he says, "My recommendation is to put her on a 72-hour hold," which that makes sense. Like, it makes sense, the breakdown that she had. That's normally what happens. And so Sasha was like, I'm going home. And she tells Brendo, "Let me go home." And Kevin says, "Brendo, if you say it, we could get your permission and go ahead and do, we take care of her and everything." And so Brendo says, Maxie says, "Kevin, are you sure that's the only, that's the treatment?" But she tells Sasha and Brendo that Kevin's the best. He'll help. And, Brendo asks Kevin, "Is this the best method?" And he says, "Yes, I think that's the best for her." And so Brendo agrees to put her on the 72-hour hold at the hospital and everything. And so he tells Sasha, "We're going to get you a room and we're going to take care of you." And she starts begging Brendo, like, "Please, please, Brendo, please, I just want to go home." And he says, "This is the path to get," but Kevin tells him, "This is the path to get Sasha the help that she needs." And she needs help because y'all not going to keep doing this to this girl. Like, I like Sasha and I like Brendo. It took me a while, but I do like them as a couple and everything. And I like when I see their scenes, but I don't want to see her scenes like this. Like, I want her to be happy. I like Sasha. So they had that happens there. Now back at the studio, Morgan, because I don't know what I think her name was Haven or something like that, but I don't know. So we're gonna talk about Miss Morgan Fairchild. She going off. Like, Flora is saying, "I'm so sorry. If I had known Sasha had lost her baby this recently, I never would have did that segment. I would have never asked her to put that on. I would have never brought that out. I wouldn't have done any of that." But she said, "I'm so sorry." But here go Morgan talking about. I feel like it's Deception fault. Y'all knew that y'all said that her drug use and her she was gonna be stable and not on drugs and this and that, and y'all tricked us, and look what y'all did to our show. Flora is a money maker, because Flora said, "Listen, after this, I need a break." Like, I can't even go on. She said, "We're having to do reruns, and we normally sell out everything when Flora comes on." And Lucy said, she told Lucy, no, Lucy told her, "If you had told us that you were gonna do that to Sasha, we never would have let you put her on. We never would have let you put her on that segment. We never would have agreed to that, for you to do anything that had to do with children and babies and all that." And so she said, she tells Lucy, "You better be lucky if we don't sue you." No, she tells her, "We're going to be suing you." And then here comes Miss Wu, and she says, "Oh, I wouldn't do that if I was you," or something to that effect. Paraphrasing, y'all know how I do. And I said, "Oh, I love me some Miss Wu, y'all. Y'all always complaining about, I want Sunny back. I miss that old Sunny, get stuff done." Y'all got Sunny and Miss Wu. Y'all just don't like it. But anyways, so Miss Wu comes up, and that's when Flora was just like, "I'm so sorry and everything, and I apologize." So then Miss Wu talks to Haven or Morgan Fairchild. She says, "Miss Jordan, we're sorry about, everything that went down with Sasha." She said, "But you got two options here. One, we can say that Home and Heart has been very cooperative and very helpful in how they've dealt with Sasha, and we accept you all's apologies, and everything is all good over here, so that your viewers won't know that option number two, excuse me, so that your viewers won't know that you just blindsided a woman who had lost her child." She said, "Or option number two is that we sue y'all for distress, emotional distress. And because y'all were the ones that was supposed that brought on this segment out of the blue on Sasha when we were supposed to be talking about Deception products. Now remember, Miss Wu has stocks. She has shares in Deception. And so that's why she's doing this. And so she's Morgan said, "Tell Sasha we wish her all the best and everything." And so she left, and Lucy says, "Thank you so much for for coming down." She said, "I saw the that meltdown that Sasha had." She said, "Listen here, Miss Cole, you need to get your talent together because I invested a lot of money in Deception, the shares and everything, and I don't expect like to see stuff like that, and I don't expect that to happen ever again or whatever." And I said, "Well, okay, Miss Wu," and so that was it with that. And I said, well, that's who should buy the Metro Court. That would be perfect. I don't care what y'all say. I like Miss Wu. And that was General Hospital, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow with a new episode. Even if you don't subscribe, that's okay. I'll still be giving you these episodes, and I will see you tomorrow.